Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the third episode of the EFL Fans Head to Head Quiz. Tonight is a tale of two cities as Lincoln come up against Bradford, and I'm delighted to be joined by EFL podcast royalty. First of all, in Jake Tong, who of course supports Lincoln City, is the man behind the Here for the Lincoln podcast. Also, regularly contributes as the League One voice on Nappa's live shows as well. How you doing, Jake? You good, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate.
Good, good.
Monday evening, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, no, it's good, mate. Looking forward to getting involved because I know my opponent is very knowledgeable, so looking forward to seeing how I get on against
Well,
him.
that's the introduction then into your opponent. So in the claret and amber corner, we have Sam, who is a Bradford City fan, and a lot of you will obviously know him from the SHD channel. Sam, you'll be hoping to join in on the League One content next season, as you currently sit second place.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, at the time of recording, 7 games to go, and hopefully we get over the line this year because we've been in League Two for far too long now.
Yeah, you have indeed, and we'll come on to that a little bit later on when we discuss your sort of current situations and how the seasons are going to look for you both. I'll put links to both of you guys' channels in the description below once we do post this up. Um, Jake, how are you? When you approached me about this, you said that your quizzing skills were decent. You got a sort of apart from Lincoln City, have you got kind of a niche in terms of are you League One specific or across the board? Are you quite good?
Yeah, obviously covering League One in depth that me and Nappers do. Well, mainly Nappers covers it, and I just stand there and look good next to him. That's how I say. I'm a little bit hairy on my championship knowledge. I know a lot of things. Obviously, I did that Football League podcast as well, so I got to hear a lot from Tom and Jack, who are Oxford and Pompey fans, and obviously Nappers being in League Two and being a listener of a lot of content. So I back myself, yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure Sam's got an ace up his sleeve.
Well, as I say, Sam, you're a lot of your content is obviously League Two based. Are you hoping to leave that behind next season to a certain extent?
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it is focusing more on League One, but yeah, my championship knowledge is basically non-existent.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, the EFL part of the questions later on in the quiz will be a mixture of the 72 teams the 70 teams that are left over apart from you guys. Um, just basically what you know, I guess, in it really. Just see what comes up. So for those of you that haven't seen it before, we're going to do 5 questions each on their own club. So Lincoln and Bradford, obviously. Then we're going to reverse the roles a little bit, and Jake will answer 5 Bradford questions and Sam 5 Lincoln City questions. Um, Generally speaking, the own club ones should be harder, but then again, it all depends, I guess, on what you know. Jake, as Lincoln City are for now higher up in the pyramid, you're going to go first. We're going to do a
Yeah,
penalty shootout format. And at the end, we'll answer 5 questions each on random EFL clubs, as I mentioned. But during that time, there will be the chance that if Jake or Sam do not know their answers or run out of time, then the other person can steal the answer off them. But I will give you ample time to answer the questions. But if I think you're taking the piss a little bit, I will drag it back. All right, all clear?
sounds good.
Okay, cracking. So, Jake, the categories will remain the same as from previous questions. So, your first question on Lincoln will be in the dugout. Are you ready?
I am, sir. Yes.
Okay, so I like that. Right, number one. Danny Cowley left the club in 2019 after guiding the Imps to League One, but how many clubs has he managed since leaving the club?
What you got? Three, and I can name them: Huddersfield, Pompey, and Colchester United.
There we go. He wasn't part of it, but he named them. No,
Oh, can I get some extra points?
No, no, no,
Surely,
no.
don't
surely.
start making demands now, Jake. That will do there for the first question. Sam, your first question on in the dugout. Grant Alexander has been in the dugout at Bradford City since November 23, but with which SPL side was he in charge between January 21 and July 22?
Motherwell.
He's fine, thank you. Appreciate that. Motherwell is correct. I didn't do that just for the gag. It was just all right. So one each on the board so far, so good. Question two, Jake, on Lincoln is the numbers game. George Wickens currently wears the number one shirt, but during the past 5 seasons, the number one shirt has been taken by 3 separate lone goalkeepers. Can you name all three?
Yeah. So Carl Rushworth would be one of the lone goalkeepers. Well, Lucas Jensen actually wore it last season. I don't know if you're including
Just the loanees.
Just below. So Alex Palmer, Josh Griffiths, and Carl Rushworth.
Correct. Number 2, this is your numbers game question, Sam. Skipper Richard Smallwood has worn the number 6 shirt since arriving at the club in the summer of 2022. Who wore it the season before him?
Jan Songo.
Jan Songo is correct.
Baller.
When I said that they'd be harder, I underestimated just how easy they might be, but we'll see how we get on. Okay. Question number 3, 2 each so far. This is your only the loney question, Jake. Former lone striker Tyler Walker returned to Lincoln on a permanent deal in July 23. His first successful spell at the club was loaned from which side?
It was on loan from Nottingham Forest.
Forest is correct. Hopefully, he comes back from Wealdstone fighting fit for next season, if he's still contracted.
Out of contract.
Out of contract. Oh, okay.
League Two club. Get yourself in there.
Well, we need strikers. We need goals. So, yeah.
Tagsman.
Enough will do. We had Lewis Walker, his brother, last season. Less said about him, the better. Question number 3, Sam. Your one, only the loney. Andy Cook, that guy, first joined the club on loan from Mansfield during the January window of what season?
The 20/21 season.
That is correct. And has been top scorer ever since. I think I'm right. Question 4 for Jake is one of your own. It's a multiple choice question, the first one of the evening.
Yep.
Freddie Draper was named Lincoln City Academy Player of the Year in 22 and enjoyed a successful loan spell with Walsall last season. But how many goals has he scored for Lincoln since his return to the club? Is it A, 5, B, 7, or C, 9?
Oh, I think it's A5.
It's incorrect. It's 7, I'm afraid. He scored 5 this season, but he did score 2 last season as well, away at Reading and away at Cheltenham. Sam, your multiple choice question is again on the same topic, one of your own. Bobby Poynton made his Bradford City debut last season, aged just 19. But how many goals did he score for the Bantams last season? Was it A2, B4, or C6?
Is it in all competitions?
Correct.
I'll go 4 goals.
4 is correct. He did. So Sam's just out in front at current, as it stands. Last Lincoln question, Jake, is playing away. Lincoln returned to the EFL in 2017-2018 after 6 seasons away. Against which current fellow League One side did they pick up their first away win of that campaign?
Oh. Away win. That's a long time ago. Away. Current League One team.
Correct.
Wrexham.
I'm afraid not. It was Stevenage. A 2-1 win, goals from Sean Raggett and Ollie Palmer.
Oh, back in the Football League, you meant? I thought you meant in the National League. Sorry, that's my bad.
Pardon me. Sorry, Jake.
I misunderstood the question.
Yeah,
no problem.
returned to the EFL in 2017-2018.
I would. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't. Okay, no problem.
And Sam, your final Bradford City question. Bradford famously beat Chelsea 4-2 at Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup 4th round in January 2015. Name the 4 goal scorers.
It was John Stead, Felipe Maurice, Andy Halliday, and Matt Yates.
That is correct. Sam is 5 for 5 currently. First round done. We're moving on to opposition team. So, Jake, your first Bradford City question.
Oh, God.
Hopefully, it'll be a bit more recent, these ones. Irish winger Teo Adaramola signed on loan from which Premier League side on transfer deadline day?
That would be Crystal Palace.
It was because I half gave it away and all didn't I? Apologies there, Sam.
It was a Stockport beforehand, I think, though.
Correct. Must read the question, Farley. Right. Sam, your first Lincoln City question. In 2017, non-league Lincoln defied all the odds during a glorious FA Cup run where they were finally beaten 5-0 by Arsenal at the Emirates. But what round of the competition did they reach?
I'll go the last 16.
Jake, what was it?
It was the quarter-final.
Oh, yeah. One on from there, quarter-final.
First non-league club in 103 years to get to the FA Cup quarter-final. I don't talk about it that much.
Sean Raggett again, wasn't it? I'm afraid you don't get the
Sean
point there, Jake. But it's just nice for filling the gap there. Question number 2 for you, Jake. Former Premier League striker Matt Derbyshire signed an 18-month contract in December 2022, reuniting him with which manager who he worked with at Blackburn Rovers?
Gary Bowyer?
Incorrect. Sam, right smile on your face there. Who was it?
It was Mike Hughes.
Mark Hughes. Correct.
I think Bowyer did manage Blackburn as well, no?
He did, I think.
He did, that's true. Quite a while back now, I think. Right. Sam, your next Lincoln question. Which player missed the entirety of last season after picking up an ACL injury and returned in August 2024 after 15 months out?
Ben House?
Incorrect. Jake, do you know?
An ACL injury and then come back in August. That might be Tyler Walker.
It was Lewis Monsma.
Oh, of course. Sorry, forgot.
The Dutch centre half.
Sorry, mate. Back-to-back ACLs. Yeah, I remember that.
The Bradley Dack special, that one. Question number 3 on Bradford City for Jake. In which year were Bradford relegated from League One, finishing bottom of the league, 9 points from safety?
I believe us and Bradford got promoted and relegated in the same season, so I'm going to go 18-19.
That is correct.
Yeah, just missed each other, unfortunately.
Question number 3 for you, Sam, a multiple choice question. Joe Taylor signed on loan from Luton Town for the second half of last season and played 19 times for the Imps. How many goals did he score during this spell? Was it A, 10, B, 12, or C, 14?
I'll go 10.
Oh, damn it.
10 is correct.
Yeah.
You could see Jake waiting there for that one to pull through that one.
Damn it.
So far, you're neck and neck on the opposition team questions. Number 4, this is for you, Jake. Bradford were beaten by Birmingham City in the Virtue Trophy semi-final at St Andrews, with which striker scoring the Blues winner?
Oh, it'll be Stansfield or no, was it Lyndon Dykes?
Correct. Yeah, Lyndon Dykes. I thought you were going to go for Stansfield on May.
Yeah, no, he scored against us in the FA Cup as well a couple of weeks before, so I sort of guessed he was the cup striker.
There you go. See, imagine being like second choice and being Lyndon Dykes, or third choice rather.
Yeah,
crazy,
not
isn't
bad.
it? Sam, your next Lincoln question. Summer signing Eric Ring has what Scandinavian nationality?
I'll go Sweden.
Sweden is correct. I don't know if I said that right, Jake. Eric Ring.
Yeah, Eric Ring. Yeah, it's pretty British sounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Swede.
It looks the way it sounds. And last question on Bradford for you, Jake. Again, it's your multiple choice question now. Bradford went on a 7-match unbeaten run at the end of last season before finishing in which league position? Was it A, 7th, B, 8th, or C, 9th?
Oh, I'm torn because it wasn't 7th because Crawley got 7th. I think Bradford came 8th.
Sam?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be 9th.
It was 9th, yeah. I can't give it to you, but that was the answer.
Tim Pot.
I'm just realising now that I've written the question as 7th, but the top 7 get in the thing anyway, so you couldn't have been that, could it? All right, and last Lincoln question for you, Sam. Manager Michael Skibala had 3 matches in charge of which then Premier League side in February 2023? Caretaker charge, I should say.
I'll go with Wolves.
Jake?
It's Leeds United.
Yeah, after Jesse Marsh was sacked from Ellen Road.
Yeah, Man United twice. It was.
So it's 3 out of 5 on each of those so far for you. So currently, Sam, you have 8 out of 10, and Jake has 6 out of 10. So it's all to play for when it comes to the last 5 questions each. But these will be on the EFL. So remember, if you get the wrong answer, the other person can steal the point away. You ready? Okay, Jake, your first multiple choice or question is a multiple choice question. Sheffield Wednesday midfielder Nathaniel Chalobah is how many years older than younger brother and Chelsea defender Trevor Chalobah? Is it A, 3 years, B, 5 years, or C, 7 years?
Oh, Trevor Chalobah and Nathaniel. I think he's 7 years older.
Incorrect. Sam, do you know? Or will I have
I'll
a guess?
I'll go 5.
5 is correct.
Oh, I mean, it left it open for him there, didn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah, with a multiple choice question, it. So, right, put it on there. Sam, Tranmere goalkeeper Joe Murphy, who has played 6 matches across the EFL Trophy and Carabao Cup this season, will turn what age in August 2025?
41.
No, Jake, do you know?
I don't even know who the bloke is. I'm going to go 40.
He'll turn 44.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Christ.
I didn't think it was that
Fair.
old.
he's
Fairs.
got a few like rolling contracts. Has Joe Murphy? He'll be 44 in August. Right.
Wow.
Question number 2 on the EFL for you, Jake. Reading sold defender Tyler Bindon to Nottingham Forest in the January window before loaning him back for the rest of the League One season. But for which country is he a full international?
It's one of them. I think. I think he's Maltese.
No, it's not right. Sam, any idea?
One.
I've not got a clue. I'll go Finland.
New Zealand is the answer.
Oh, okay.
He's got I think he's got US joint dual nationality, but he does declare for New Zealand. Question number 2 for you, Sam. Former Middlesbrough and West Brom midfielder Adam Reach joined which League One side in February?
Wickham.
Wickham is correct. Jake, question number 3. Scott Malone recently rejoined Neil Harris at Cambridge United, having worked with him at Millwall and Gillingham. But for which side did he start the 24-25 season, making just 3 appearances?
Crawley Town.
Crawley Town is correct. Sam, question 3 is a multiple choice question for you. Prior to sacking Mike Williamson at the end of the January window, Carlisle United signed how many players during that window? Was it A, 8, B, 11, or C, 13?
I'll go 11.
11 is correct.
He's basically a Carlisle fan anyway. He should know that.
They look like they're done, don't they, Carlisle, I'm afraid?
Yeah.
He's a Carlisle fan.
Question number 4 for you, Jake. With which 2 championship sides has Everton striker Lewis Dobbin had loan spells this season?
Oh, this season, yeah. Norwich is one. Oh, where's he been before? Oh, I know he used to play for Derby, so he might have gone back to Derby. I would say Derby and Norwich.
Norwich is correct, but Sam, do you know the other one?
Is it Stoke?
It's West Brom.
Crikey.
I'm afraid I can't give out anything there, I'm afraid, guys.
It wasn't even that good.
Precisely, hence why he's had 2 loan spells. Look, I think he might have been injured as well, so I think it might not all been his fault. Sam, question 4 for you. Lewis Binks signed a permanent deal with Coventry City in the summer, having spent 4 years with which Italian side?
I'll go Palermo.
I'm afraid not. Jake, do you know?
Lewis Binks.
He's actually Gillingham born and bred, he is.
Oh, Gillingham's not in Italy, unfortunately, Tom. It's very coastal, but not quite the south of Italy. Lewis Binks, where have you been? I'll think like Bologna.
He's pulled it out the bag. It's Bologna.
Oh,
Fair play.
come on.
Right. So a steal
Wowza.
there for Jake. One steal each so far. So last question each on this one. So I think it still might be up for grabs. I'm not overly sure yet. I'll have to have a look at the scores in a minute. Okay. A bit of a long question, Jake. Simon Weaver is the longest serving manager in the EFL, although 11 out of his 15 seasons with Harrogate have come outside of the top four divisions.
Yeah.
Who is the next longest serving manager with all of his seasons at his current club coming in the EFL?
Oh, longest serving manager. Because it would have been Mark Robbins, but now he left. He got sacked. Long serving in the EFL. That's a really good question. I can't even think. Who's had long serving. Dave Challoner?
I'm afraid not. Sam, I see you thinking as well. Do you know?
Is it Andy Woodman?
Nigel Clough,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mansfield Town.
God.
November 2020. Just shows, isn't
Yeah.
it? The short lifespan of a manager these days, that only that 4 years is the next highest. Woodman wasn't far away though, to be fair. And Sam, last question for you. Leeds have lost 4 championship matches this season by which same scoreline?
I'll go 2-1.
Jake, far away.
It's 1-0.
1-0, correct. They've lost at home to Burnley, let's face it, who hasn't? And away at Millwall, Blackburn, and Pompey, all by the same 1-0 scoreline.
Oh,
Remember it from the
one,
Pompey
yeah.
game.
Yeah, I should have known that.
Right, let me tally these scores up.
I think you've got yourself far enough in front.
Okay. So scores on the doors then. So Jake has, including his 2 steals from that round, he has 9 points. 9 points. And Sam is the winner with 11. Well done, guys.
Lovely stuff.
Fair
Lovely
play.
stuff indeed. Thank you both. Do you want the tie-break question just for a laugh?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? I'm going to ask that and do it anyway, regardless of what you say. So there we go. As of today's date, how many full US internationals have made appearances in the championship this season? It's the nearest 1, 2. So I'll give you the names afterwards. I know you're not championship aficionados, but the current full US internationals that have made championship appearances.
I don't think there's many.
There's a lot less than I thought there was, I must admit.
I'm gonna say 3. I don't think it can be much higher than that.
I'm gonna go 4.
It's actually a lot more than that. It's 10.
Oh,
no.
10 players, yeah. I'll list them. It's Ethan Horvath of Cardiff City, Hadji Wright of Coventry, Brendan Aronson of Leeds, Aidan Morris of Middlesbrough, Josh Sargent from Norwich, Dwayne Holmes of PNE, Austin Trusty of Sheffield United, although those 2 have gone out on loan, I think, since then. Lyndon Gooch of Stoke, Caleb Wiley for Watford, and Daryl DK of West Brom. 10 internationals. So there was less than I thought and a lot more than you thought. So that's it. There we go. Cheers, guys, for your input in the quiz. Another close one. I hope to see another couple of fair battles with you two in terms of your teams next season. Let's have a little chat about seasons, before we finish up. Jake, Lincoln, you finished just outside the playoffs last season, a couple of points behind. You already look resigned to what I'm going to ask you. You don't know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Expectations is something that we will look at the start of the season. Was it top 6 again, or top 6 this time?
Yeah, certainly. But then I think you caveat it with we lost some really big players in summer, like Lucas Jensen, who last year was the best keeper in the league. Lars Sorensen, who was the best right wing back in the league, and then you had Joe Taylor last year, who Sam said he scored 10 goals in 19. Well, he actually scored 10 in 13 because he didn't score in his first 6. So you're replacing 3 quality players like that. It's always difficult, but the expectation, League One's strong this year, and it'll be strong again next year. But certainly was the plan to try and be as close to the top six as we could do. With budgets, I think maybe the more realistic fan would have thought maybe a mid-table would have been about right. But yeah, it's disappointing that we're sort of. I mean, we're 12th, and on paper that's like a great finish for Lincoln City in League One. But like the expectation, the hope of last year, the run of last year, just it makes it feel a little bit more drab. But yeah, no, it's been all right. It's been okay. There's been ups, there's been downs. But thankfully, we're going to be there next year to do it all over again.
Yeah, and obviously, like looking at the form at the end of last season, I guess you would have thought, momentum going into this one would have been high. 5 wins this calendar year, but out of those 5 wins, you scored 18 goals. Is it kind of frustrating that you've been so good in front of goal during those wins, but you just haven't backed it up with consistent results?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a couple of things really. The introduction of James Collins, who's obviously a real big goal scorer at this level, that's massively helped. We've got a really young forward line as well. Before we loaned out Rob Street to Donny, who's only 22, 23. We have Jovan Wakama, 20, Freddie Draper, 21, and Ben House, 25. But Ben House has been useless this year. So we had a really young front line. And when you look at last year, we had a really good defensive line as well, which it worries me that perhaps why we've not been able to keep the goals out going the other way, because last season we're one of the best defences. Lucas kept them. I think he kept 18 clean sheets. We're nowhere near that this year. So, yeah, it's frustrating that we've not been consistent. I mean, on Christmas Day, we were in the playoffs, but just a poor run of form. The manager's obviously, it's his first full season in charge of an EFL season as well. So it's to be expected, I think. But yeah, it is frustrating because, you will see it with all of our clubs. You see how good your group of players can be. And our group of players were very good for 23 or 25 games. It's just the last maybe 15, 16 where we went on a really barren run and not been able to keep the ball out of our own net, which is perhaps what's let us down. So, yeah, big frustrations, but I'm sure there's something to build on for next year.
Yeah, and you've mentioned a point there that I was going to make for the last question was about the manager. Obviously, it's his first full season with you, or first full season in a full-time head coach job. Has he got the fans backing?
Good question. Has he?
I saw you put
not?
a poll out recently, didn't you, about that?
Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, I'm more leaning out, but that's maybe. I think he's a very good coach. I think his idea is very good, and I like how he wants to play football. I'm just not fully sold on whether he's got the man management. You look at, for example, looking at Bradford across the room, they've got someone like Graham Alexander, who is just a serial man manager. Michael's perhaps a little bit more attentive. He hasn't quite got that side of him. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's 50-50 at the minute. It depends on how we end this season as to whether he gets a go at it next year or not. But he's not done a bad job. He's done okay. I think you have to be careful what you wish for, don't you? If we we all shout to get him sacked, and then Lord knows we bring in someone like Steve Evans and we get relegated, then the life's absolutely crap, isn't it? So,
well, he's in the market here now. Yeah, I think he's destined.
Yeah, no thanks. We don't employ crooks here. So
we did
not here, but
we had our best couple of years recently under Evans.
I remember he came to our place and won 3-0 in the COVID season. I had no idea how he did it, but I think the jury's still out. We'll have to wait and see. If we end the season we don't win another game, then people are going to be on his back. Whereas if we win 6 of the last 7 or something, then all of a sudden he's the next best thing since sliced bread. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm more on the out than I am in currently.
Okay. Right, great. Sam, on to Bradford. I feel like every year we talk about Bradford, being dead cert for promotion, only for them to fall short. Since you came back into League Two, the final it's been quite sporadic in terms of 9th, 15th. I think there was one season as well. Is this your season? Is it nailed on that this is your season now?
I wouldn't like to say nailed on with 7 games to go. We've got a pretty tough run in, but I actually think that'll favour us. You look at our recent run, really, we battered an informed Colchester side, and then either side of that we've drawn with Accrington and lost to both Tranmere and Gillingham. So I do think having the trickier run will certainly favour us. I'm hoping Anthony Sarswick's going to be back soon, but it sounds like he could be out for the season, which will be a big blow for us. But plenty of things can change with 7 games to go in football.
And as you said, a couple of slight wobbles recently, but your form is still 36 from 51 since the turn of the year. Obviously, you've been without Andy Cook, who a lot of people, lean towards as being your kind of go-to, and rightly so. How has he been replaced, and what's been the secret to success without Andy Cook so far this calendar year? What's made it work?
I think it's massively helped that we had a very good January. Pretty much every player we brought in January has had a big impact in the second half of the season. But we've also had some really key players returning from injury. We had like six centre halves out injured at one point. Our midfield line was absolutely decimated. And I think seeing the return of Alex Patterson, Anthony Sarcevic missed the first 4 months of the season, really. So seeing quality like that come back into the side when we play such a high pressing style, when you've not really got the options on off the bench to change things up, we're burning out at times. But since the turn of the year, obviously it did coincide with Andy Cook's injury, but I still think we'd be a lot better side with him in it. It has been something that's been debated recently when we've been on the good run of form without him. But our striker, whether that be Kavanagh, Tommy Lee, or Michael Mellon, none of them are really scoring loads of goals. They are coming from a variety of places, really, which I think is good for the long term when you're getting so many goals from so many different areas.
And last question, Sam. Tomorrow night is massive, isn't it? Obviously, the top four play each other. You go to Port Vale and Doncaster play Walsall. How much could tomorrow night shape the rest of the season? Obviously, you could go top tomorrow. Walsall seem to be in free fall recently. Port Vale getting some form back. How important could tomorrow night be to the overall end goal for you guys?
I think I'd like to just try and stay level-headed and say that it's not gonna
Game
affect
by game,
yeah, you got to take it game by game. It's not gonna be if we win tomorrow, it's not gonna be we'll definitely win in the league. Whereas if we lose, it's not gonna be we're not even gonna finish in the playoffs. I think we've got to stay level-headed. As long as we win our home games, that'll put us in a really good position come the end of the season. But like I say, 7 games to go. It's a really tough running, but I'm fully behind the team even after a couple of wobbly results. We've seen that what this team can produce, where we've dominated some really top teams. We went away to Birmingham and put on a real good performance in there. So if we do go up, I think we do very well as well in League One next season. But we've got to make sure we get there first, and we've just got to focus on ourselves. As much as it'd be nice for Walsall and Doncaster to draw, whatever the result is, we've got to take that. And as long as we win our games, we're going to be in League One next season.
Spoken there, look, a true head coach there, Sam. Spoken there, impartial.
It's like the manager.
Last thing for you both, obviously, should Bradford go up, is there going to be any sort of collaboration from you guys next year?
Hopefully.
Right, well, if them boys can get up and join us, then maybe, because it would be nice, because we've not played Bradford since a League Cup game, which I think we came and won pretty easily a couple of years ago. Remember Hakeem Delican scored actually and did a couple of backflips at Valley Parade and made it his dance floor. So, it'd be nice. And obviously the connection between Lincoln and Bradford with the fire disaster, I think it'd be nice for us to, hopefully in the 40th anniversary year, to commemorate the 56 properly and do it between us, because we were the two clubs involved that day. So, yeah, I'd like to say that us and Bradford are going to play each other again next year. I need to tick Valley Parade off, so I need to get it done.
Exactly, and obviously, Sam, just a last thing. There's a lot of I'm seeing a lot of sort of ticket offers going on, and sort of packing the parade. What was the atmosphere like? I mean, we've played Bradford before, but I mean, we think that the Rainham Men at times has quite a good pull to it. But surely, when Bradford is full, there's not many stadiums like that in the EFL, are there?
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've heard it like that. When you've had so many years of dross football, really. Yeah, we got into the playoffs, but it gives you goosebumps, really. That's kind of our biggest pull, especially in League Two, having such a big fan base. Anytime a player signs or you get a new manager, it's all they really talk about is the crowd, the atmosphere. But seeing over 23,000 there the other Saturday was absolutely brilliant. There's another ticket offer as well for the Crew game, and why not try and use that to your advantage, get as many people in, and hopefully, they can help us get us over the line.
Well, great. I wish you both the best for the rest of the season. Obviously, with Bradford out of it, means that we can go and get promoted next season comfortably, hopefully. Well, better than 19th place so far. But yeah, cheers, guys, for your time tonight. The episode will be hopefully on YouTube tomorrow. If you could obviously share that around, that would be appreciated. There will be another episode coming up next week with the contestants to be confirmed. Until then, thank you all for watching and all the best.